already. And we got our big backpacks on. It's pretty heavy. It's gonna be
16, 17 kilos of each. Okay, here we go. Carnarvon Gorge is located in central Queensland between Roma and Emerald. From Roma you head north approximately 90 kilometres to a little town called Injune. From Injune you head further another 110 or so kilometres to the turn-off to Carnarvon Gorge, and then you have approximately 40-45 kilometres to reach the actual gorge lookout itself. A super important point to mention here is that because Injune is the last fuel station and it's approximately 150 kilometres from Carnarvon Gorge Lookout, you need to plan to have at least 300 to 350 kilometres worth of fuel left so that you can get back safely to Injune. All along the cliff tops. There's a total of 18 creek crossings if you hike to the end of the trail, which is the Big Bend. So either plan to have shoes that will keep your feet dry, or maybe think about taking your shoes off, otherwise you may end up having some sore, tired feet by the end of the day. We walked directly through the park on the first day, so that on the second day we could take our time and take all of the side chutes and enjoy the beauty which is the Carnarvon Gorge. We stayed overnight at the Big Bend, which is approximately 10.5 to 11 kilometres if you walk directly through the park without taking any of the side chutes. We recommend, if you do this option, to take your own water, at least 5 litres per person, because there is no fresh water and you should definitely not drink directly from the creek unless you have a full filtration system. Rightio, so it's about 9 AM. We just cleared out the campsite. We had maybe 6 or 7 others that stayed here last night. They're doing the big great walk where they've actually got to go up around, there's a place that leads up around, or back 500 metres up around the other side of this big hill here. And they're going to be going on a 6-day walk. Yesterday was day 1 for them, which I think is about 10k direct to here. So we're basically set up to pack. That's our campsite over there. Pretty well set up actually. The amenities here is the table and chairs, which I think is amazing. Then you've got the rock bed just there, and then it goes all the way up. Probably can't see it, but basically this ridge line here is almost overhanging us. Just starting to see spits of rain too, which is a bit of a sign, but yeah, that's us. So let's see how we go on the way. The Cathedral Cave is the largest and most spectacular cultural site of the main gorge track. Filled with paintings, stencils and engravings adorning the sheer white sandstone walls that overhang and would have sheltered Aboriginal people for thousands of years. The sheer granite cliffs on both sides is something that just never gets old and are beautiful. The art gallery has a 62-metre long sandstone wall filled with over 2,000 engravings, stencils and freehand paintings along the sandstone walls. It's one of Australia's finest examples of stencil art, and if you look closely you will find boomerangs, hands, feet, stone axes, shields, nets and an assortment of animal tracks. Ward's Canyon, a short steep climb through towering spotted gums leading past the lower Aegean Falls into the entrance of this beautiful side gorge. When you pass through the opening you'll feel like you've stepped back in time. King ferns, the world's largest, mingle with slender tree ferns and other lush gorge vegetation. The amphitheatre. Scale a tiered ladder and walk through a narrow crevice revealing a 60-metre chasm hidden deep inside the gorge. You'd feel like you've just stepped back in time. And Moss Garden, a sheltered side gorge, a haven of rainforest moss-covered rocks and soaring cliffs.